I heartily welcome you, sir.
Thank you. I'm thankful to you for this interview. I would like to know what you want from me.
A few answers about environment to discuss a few problems.
Yes, actually, environment is a very big topic, and it is basically interdisciplinary subject.
Yes, sir.
I am doing a very little. I think it is not in. I think 10 times 1 something. But the thing is that we need people from all the branch to work for the environment, because environment is a very critical subject and it's a very young subject, because we came to know about environment in, if I say the history of environment, that Raja Ashoka, I think the first man who had planted many trees and something, an environment concept comes from that era. And recently, if you say, in 1972 there was an UN conference, and from that area we are concentrating from water, starting from the water, then we came to air because of Bhopal gas and something. Now in totality environment. But by this time we have already polluted a lot of things, and now we are cleaning the environment. Now we are dealing with not only on the environment restoration, but the cleaning the scenes of ours. So environment is a very complicated topic, and we are means I am doing or something. The people who are doing is doing a meager, very low for their environment. And environment is such a complicated subject, so no one can say yes, I know environment. That is the thing.
Okay, thank you, sir.
So,
Sir, you have been a life member of NEEDY. Would you please
yes,
define
yes.
environment so that we would understand what exactly environment is for
Okay.
engineering students?
Actually, thank you. Actually, during my MSc in 1989, I am doing MSc first year. That time I was in MSc first year. That time I got an opportunity to work at NEEDY for in summer training course.
Okay.
So that time I have in this 1 month, I have worked for the Rajiv Gandhi water mission. That time that NEEDY was developing low cost pH analyzer for the Gramin Rajiv Gandhi water mission. So that inspired me. Yes, we should do for the environment, and environment science was my subject in MSc. So that is my look for that. We should work for for this type of things in the environment if I get an opportunity. Then I joined an agrochemical company. As a Lupin Agro is my first company. It was Lupin Laboratories, the division of Lupin Laboratories in Gujarat. That time I feel I am working with the agrochemical and say so dangerous plant. It was a monocrotophos plant. So my first company, I have worked with a pesticide plant. So that gives me, okay, one day if I get an opportunity, I will create environment friendly pesticide and fertilizers for the nation or for the year. And I think this may will come true in 2-3 years.
Okay, so speaking
So
about agro culture, you have a patent pending product on nano agriculture. What exactly is it?
yes, yes. With this, I am continuing. Actually, I am thinking if I can make some environment-friendly product, that would be in the nano level, because nano is the future. Nanotechnology is the future technology of us, and this heavy chemicals means that all these chemicals, are urea and DAP on our agrochemicals, is polluting the environment, because the plant is taking hardly 20 to 30%, and the rest 60 to 70% going to this either soil pollution or water pollution, air pollution, and even the pollution for the birds and honeybees. So there should be some environment-friendly product which will benefit everybody, right from the stakeholders to the consumers. So that type I am thinking, and in the last 3 years, I am working on some problems on pomegranate, and this I think I have solved 30 to 40% of that bacterial blight problem. So that helps me. If I can solve this problem, why not others? And that instigated me to develop some nanochemicals, and which is an extract, alcoholic extract of some medicinal herbs in a nano form. And this is I am putting for the as a pesticide and fertilizer. Okay. And that I am patenting. One of the formulation I am patenting. I have applied for the patents, and now patent is published in Indian Patent Journal recently.
It has been published, sir, now. So it no longer is a patent pending
Patent is
product.
published, but it has a go through. It is yet to go through another 2 years. I think it will require for the granting of patent because it's a long process. Just now patent is published, and now my objection period is not over, so I can't tell you much about it.
Okay.
But recently it is published in the patent journal. It is just published. I have said, I can say.
We understand it. Thank you very much for discussing about it to us. We have gathered a lot of questions from extraneous sources, from our friends, students, all the students who are new to this university, and they would want to ask you a few questions. So should we start with it?
Yes.
Okay. It is a question about mentality. How can someone help his colleague develop a sense of belonging towards environment?
Yes. Actually, as we say, plant more trees and something. But whether you have an instinct to plant more trees, why you should plant trees? You should have a compulsion because, see, you should have a policy. So you must plant some trees. Either you are working in a organization, or you are working or you are studying in a college. That will help us. Okay. The second thing, if you are facing some problem, just like a water scarcity in some village, or your village or your locality is facing something, so go start thinking on this. You will naturally develop some inclination, and therefore you will develop something on the environment. Because once the problem if you can solve a small problem, you had an interest. Okay, I can solve another problem if it comes. So I think that will be the one way towards environment. Just putting blah blah. This is not. This is right. I think it will not work. So take one problem and solve it. I think that will be the. Thank you. Just start. Okay, sir.
Okay.
So I think this type of if you had some problem like is a water logging is nearby your area. So water logging, why water logging? It may be a water not a problem for this, but in summer, but it may be a problem for rainy season. So you will channelize it, or later you can conserve that as a rainwater if in the kinds of rainy season. This type of attitude, if you develop, you can solve a problem. Because now people are thinking on more and more water, because now our India will be the water scarce country by 2025 or 30. So more and more water saving, more and more water technologies. Being a chemical student, being a chemical engineer, water and air will be costlier in the near future. Actually, so start thinking on these issues. I think that will give you the benefit of environment and your inclination towards environment.
As an old adage, there are problems, they would breed these kind of motivation. Or necessity is the mother of all invention.
Necessity is the mother of invention. That right, you are right. That is my opinion also.
Okay.
Necessity is the mother of invention always. Correct.
So you have a doctoral thesis on ash, which many consider as a pollutant. What is your take on this?
Correct. Being a power plant chemist, I must know what ash is. The first requirement was that what is ash, I must know. That's why I have started my study. Before doing PhD, I have published papers, because my intention was not to do PhD, want to do research on ash, and what is ash, I must know. That's why I have started my study on ash. Later I found ash is a material if it is in controlled use. Otherwise, ash is in waste, or ash is in hazardous if it is in excess. See, I am giving you an example. Suppose 10 tons per acre of land, ash is very good. Up to 10 tons ash per acre is very good. But if it is exceed that, it will be it will create a wasteland. So suppose now the people are using ash deliberately in the fruit plant, because ash contain micronutrients also, heavy metals also, and silica, basically a free silica of 20 to 25%. So that silica is very good, very important for the fruiting plant. So that's why ash has a certain beneficial effect, and most of the ash is used in cement plants. So my study was that how power plant can help cement plant in giving good quality of ash. So there is a standard, IS standard on ash, which says if you want to do if you want to mix ash in cement, it should have a 320 blend fineness. That blend fineness is a surface area parameters. I have studied how a power plant chemist can know what the blend finance is, because blend finance is a very critical instrument. I have developed a simpler method where a chemist at power plant can say, if my residue on sieve, by sieving the ash, if my residue on sieve is such, it will meet the blend finance of this. That is my research, and that research helped me in the Reliance. I have done research in MSCB, and that has helped me in Reliance in segregating the ash quality. And now we have segregated that silo according to the requirement of the customer. Someone want for brick that needs high porous ash, and cement needs fine ash. So we have segregated the silos according to the cement and brick requirement, and we are delivering the customers. So this had helped me. This has helped us to popularize the ash and utilization of the ash. And in our Reliance VIPL, we have 100% ash is utilized. That is the main reason, because ash is not utilized because quality is not met. Quality is not met, the customer is not met. That is one part. So I want to do ash because ash is power plant waste, but it is also an resource. So that's why I have studied ash. Being in power plant.
Ash is among the most important resources used in power plants. And anything, even good things in excess is not good.
Yes, good thing in excess is not good. That's very good. That is the
coming back to the topic of environment. What concrete steps does NIRI take for the protection or education about the environment?
See, NIRI is a national level laboratory. It takes number of big projects. Yes, big projects like now that Ganga cleaning mission is one of the major role playing by NIRI. Second thing, rural water scheme. They are developing low cost treatment methods for the rural people. And now they have developed, and still they are in development stage. Day by day, they are developing if any natural material is using some natural material. And now they are working as I have made one scientist last year. They are saying that NIRI is working on the graphene. Graphene is a material, carbon material, yes, which is of precious use now. Yes. Being a chemical, and you must know that graphene is starting from the solar panel to water purification. Now graphene is in thing. So they are also working on the graphene for the low cost treatment, water treatment plants, and Ganga mission, and lots of hazardous waste treatment, how they can treat better. Oil sludge, these are the projects they are normally done by NIRI. But now recently, means I am being a life member of IAMA, I am receiving journals, and from that journals I came to know that mostly in water based they are doing, and they are doing mostly in biotechnology field also. Lot of things they are doing.
It seems that NIRI is doing a lot of multi-purpose projects.
Multi-purpose projects, yes. All over, not over the India, outside of even they are fighting for the patents, because the haldi was a I think America has cow's urine and haldi they have patented, but NIRI has fight, and that they have objected, and now the patent is with the NIRI.
That is really a very good thing to hear. Yes. Sir, a friend of mine was curious about genetically modified crops. We messing up with the natural selection. How do you take this particular statement?
If my personal opinion is genetically modified crop is not good, because we are destroying the biodiversity of our original because once the biodiversity is lost, then everything will be lost, and we will not get anything natural. If the genetic modified things will come, then anybody can manipulate and anything can happen. So it may lead to cancerous, because now as per one study, it is found that cancer is increasing with age. The people at a higher age are getting cancer. Much cancer detected by throat cancer, something. Though they are not smoker, something. So aging effect causing cancer. That indicates that maybe the genetically modified crops or some chemicals can cause cancer in long term. So I think this is not the right time for the genetic modified. There is more research to be needed for this GMO.
So we should do further research before indulging into such activities.
Yes, it needs another 10 to 20 years to certify that. Yes, I think it will need much more time for that, and it will that natural biodiversity will lost. That's why I am not in opinion for this GMO. I will object GMO if it's personal. It is my personal opinion.
Yes, sure.
But
the next one is a very curious question. How do you predict monsoon rain by the activities of viewer ants?
Actually, this is an eureka for me. When I was doing research in fly ash, and I have developed one pesticide and pest repellent properties on ash. So that time I was studying with the different insects. So my first was that in Koradi, in plant and colony, we had a wasp problem. Wasp. I think in Marathi it is called Gandhil Mashi or something. They are called as a carpenter. They made a hexagonal shape of things and hexagonal hive, and that hexagonal is made up of wood, purely wood, and they are called as a carpenter badaiye in Hindi. But I don't know the exact way of in Marathi, but in English they are called as a Vespa orientalis. The name is biological name is Vespa orientalis, and Vespa name is coined from this wasp. So Vespa scooter coined from this wasp. So Vespa orientalis is the name, and I have made a repellent with the fine ash. So that time I am studying with the different insects whether I can prepare a pest repellent properties of ash. So that time I noticed in our plant in Koradi, some weaver ants is building their nest. Then I studied when sometime it build their nest and sometimes they not. So when they build the nest, and I found that they had a relation with the humidity. And when they build the nest, after 30 to 37 days, around approximately 37 days, the rain comes. So I have noticed that their building period, rain period and something, and every year I note, and since I think I have noted since 5 years, in 2009, that IMD predict monsoon of June 1st in Nagpur.
Okay.
But that time they had not built a single nest. So I felt that the monsoon is late. So just I have written to Times of India that monsoon will be late because it is my prediction of weaver ant and based on the natural prediction. But they says no, IMD has predicted, so we will not publish. So we have to do more research on that. Okay, I said okay. Then when that time Aila, one cyclone has come from Bangladesh and monsoon got late. So they then contacted me. Yes, you are right. And that time monsoon received in 2009. It was 26th June. Monsoon received at Nagpur. So that time they contacted me, and they have also interviewed Dr. Kanti of CSIR director. He is an entomologist. He says this type of research is not done in India, but in foreign this type of research has done with the honeybees, but not with the weaver ant. So this my model is valid for Nagpur and dry areas, not for your Konkan, because where humidity is always. So they will find a nest always. So they are the humidity sensor, and that model I have developed, and that is true till date. This year also I have predicted late monsoon, and monsoon has entered on 23 on Nagpur and 16 on Vidarbha. Though they have predicted on 8 for Nagpur as an IMD. So this model is quite valid because I am studying since 10 years. I am continuously studying, and my approximation is 100 mm plus minus for the Nagpur. This year I have predicted just to normal monsoon. So let's see this year whether my prediction is correct or not. But two things I have corrected. It is erratic. Yes, it is erratic. One district of Vidarbha will face drought. Yes, till date Yavatmal is not have much rain. So that I think will become because their pattern. I have predicted on the basis of number of weaver ant at my experimental trees, shapes, size, and direction. Where from monsoon will come, whether it from southwest monsoon or southwest, because Nagpur receives two type of monsoon. They build the nest on the opposite side. So that is also a funny thing. They came to know that monsoon will arrive from the southwest or southeast. Then I predict the monsoon in the month of May. So in summer, since 37 days before, they are aware that monsoon will come or not, or rain will come or not. So this is really as a biosensor for humidity, and you can do a lot of research because bioengineering one subject, and this I think in one of the study how they need a biosensor for the monsoon or for the humidity. So that ants I believe as a model for the humidity sensor, as a humidity sensor.
So they don't only just predict when monsoon is going to come. They also predict from where it is going to come.
Actually, exactly not. I will not say monsoon. It will rain. Okay, is the they can send a rain because if in unseasonal rain also, if the rain will be December, they are starting building their nest from November. So they are the sense of rain. I predict monsoon because that period and the number of years is much more large, and that helped me to predict the monsoon. but they are the indicators of rain, I can say. Yes.
Such a eureka moment, it seems that require more observation than calling it a eureka moment.
More observation, because it's a natural. So I think in 2010 or 11 they had not built, because that time they had that I think trimming of the trees has done.
Okay.
So that also changed that location, and I was afraid. But then I came to know with, because I had a 4 to 5 trees, experimental trees, because on one tree you can't believe, because their mode of pattern may change, because of this naturality the pattern may change. So that is also a good observation I have to make. Every time I have to do observation every year to predict the correct rain prediction or correct of rain. That is true.
Nature belongs, or it believes, or it sustains, or it has a much bigger role in our lives than we can ever imagine.
Yes, everything we learn, every technology we learn from the nature only. See, if we see the gun technology, it is come from the insect, how they inject the rain. In our power plant also, we are using hydrogen as a cooling agent in the generator, because hydrogen has a highest thermal conductivity. So everything we learn from the nature. So if you trust on nature, if you learn from nature, you can develop technologies on that. So now the people in the nanotechnology also, they are also seeing. If I have heard that now India is going for the in desert, they are taking water, means how that one animal can take water from the desert. They are looking for that type of technology we can develop, because Israel has already developed that type of technology to take moisture from here.
Okay.
In the desert. That is a technology based on one animal. That animal, the exact name I don't know, but that animal has an hydrophobic and hydrophilic property on their skin. They absorb the moisture, and that hydrophobic, that moisture trickles down and it takes from this with the help of tongue, it takes the water. So that technology, how it attracts the moisture, that technology, nanotechnology people are, nanoscientists are studying. What they said, I think we will adopt that technology in future, and we will can find a solution on that also in near future.
Habits of these viewer ants, they confirm more of your statement that biologically modified crops or genetically modified crops are not really good, because if you would do it, then it would have a negative effect.
I feel so.
Okay, coming to our region, every single student, most students here, they are hostelites, and during rainy season it is nearly not possible to get clean water. So can you please suggest us a few remedies through which we could get better water, clean water, some at least drinkable?
One thing I will suggest, actually Konkan is a very rainy area. I think it receives around 2000 mm of rain in Konkan, 2000 to 3000. Rainwater harvesting is the one method you can adopt take as a project and do rainwater harvesting around hostel. And the most cheapest method is, filter in India is Tata Swachh.
Okay.
I will advise you or your to place one Tata Swachh filter in every room, because it takes from 500 to 1000. Tata Swachh filter is a unique filter. That filter is made out with the nanotechnology, with the latest development of nano silver. Okay, and it is impregnated on the coconut husk. So they had built a low cost filter technology, and it is as good as modern filters. Because I have seen in my area, I had a Tata Swachh in 2010, and that time I was living at staying at Jaripatka. There was an jaundice outbreak at Jaripatka. Okay, and my family is not affected, but our neighbors are affected. So that time I really rely on this Tata Swachh. Yes, because of that Tata Swachh, my family is safe. And from that time I have investigated, I have read a lot on the Tata Swachh, how they have made, how they have reached to this such nanotechnology. I found it is a very wonderful, and it's very cheap. It was a Tata's dream to bring 1000 rupees for 1000 liter, 10 liters filter. And I think if you go for the low immediate solution, buy Tata Swachh filter, or second solution, if for rainwater harvesting and proper chlorination. Okay. Proper chlorination you have to do. That arrangement you have to take. And for chlorination, you have to bring hypo solution for as a disinfectant agent, or bleaching powder. But bleaching powder, I don't rely on bleaching powder. Hypo solution will do, because bleaching powder gives you the lot of bitter taste. So one thing is that through one simple filter, uh, water harvesting through, I think if you have ample of water, just one filter and hypo solution will do. And immediate option is Tata Swatch filter I will recommend, because it's a India product.
Yes.
It's a very good product, and I will not recommend Hindustan Lever's HUL Purite at all.
Yes,
because they have a different technology. But Tata Swatch has a nano silver technology, and it's an Indian product, and we should know which product is developed in India and how costly it is. And HUL has a I came to know that Purite has an resin based chlorine which is banned in USA, and he is marketing in India. Still it is not banned. One polymer which is liberating chlorine, and it is given. I will not recommend HUL. That's why I am preacher of Tata Swatch filter, because Tata Swatch filter has a very good technology at low cost.
Thank you very much, sir,
and it's a product of India.
Your suggestions.
Yes.
So you mean three things: either rainwater harvesting, hypo solution, or Tata Swatch.
Hypo solution. See, for any disinfection of water, any property, your NTU should be less than 1.
Yes.
Turbidity of water should be less than 1 NTU. Otherwise, your disinfectant will not work.
Yes,
that's why in every filter, first filter is given, then disinfection property is given. In Tata Swatch, that candle itself has a 2 layer. One is filtration, and second is nano silver injection in the water. That's why it is written, don't use chlorine. Because if you use chlorine, it will form a silver chloride, and your nano silver will go consume. So if you are using Tata filter, don't give chlorination. It will be ready to drink water.
Thank you, sir. Then we will try to implement as much Tata Swatch as we can at our hostel facilities. So you have been at thermal power station for more than 2 decades, where coal is used as a main source of fuel. Do you see in near distant future we using mixtures of
yes, as far as
non-renewable sources?
Correct. If you see the current market scenario, thermal power plant has a very bleak future.
Yes, sir.
I think it will be reduced. Either it will be reduced in next 5 years, because if you go by the statistics, NPTI will be closed. NPTI is closed from this year. Okay. NPTI admission is closed. So this will show, and many power plants are in a shutdown condition because of the low demand. Yes. And low demand because of the more renewable sources is an alternative for alternative in India. But as far as the grid stabilization is concerned, if India can do the grid stabilization with renewable, then thermal power plant will be outdated in 4 to 5 years. So you say that what you are saying is very true, because the future of power plant is not good, and maybe in 4 or 5 years something new will come, and power plant will not there, coal based power plant will not there, or very few, it will be very few, because now government is pushing such and such restriction. See, in water consumption is concerned, yes, government has put a norms on 3.5 meter cube per megawatt. And as in power plant is concerned, as a private power plant, I say we are reducing our carbon footprint and as well as in water footprint. We are at a 2.4 m³ per megawatt, though government norm is 3.5. But if you see the government plant, they are still at 3.5 to 4. Okay. So they are not serious now, but government is now serious. I think thermal power future is not good in, and it will be reduced by in 4 or 5 years. I think 5 years is the life of power plant, I can say, next 5 years.
So within half a decade, we are going to see drastic and dramatic changes into how we consume
drastic
energy,
and dramatic
how we create energies.
Correct.
Sir, you have been at both Reliance and at MSCB. What are your experience?
My experience is that private power plant are much more efficient power plant than the government plant, because private power plant means profit. Yes. And profit will come if you can do a better coal management. Means fuel management is, if you can do a better fuel management and better water resource management, then plant will survive. Because nowadays water scarcity is very high in Vidarbha, So much more water reservation, water conservation, and water consumption. And secondly, energy consumption. Energy efficiency is very important, because if you can save much and more energy, you can export much more. So that is the funda. So that's why I feel private power plant is much more efficient than government plants.
People don't.
It is my experience.
They don't take much seriously free lunches.
Now they are thinking, because MERC and government are putting pressure on them to learn from private plants. That's why MSCB people has visited our plant 2 days before, and they are visiting to different private power plants, because private players are new, but they taught them how to behave.
Okay. Efficiency is much better
So,
there.
better than government plant. That is true.
What are your most treasured moments of your life, your entire life? What are the most treasured moments of your entire life?
Most
Treasured moments.
pleasure moment.
Treasured moments.
Treasure.
Yes, treasured.
Treasure.
Moments. Treasured moments of your life. Important moments.
Treasure moment in the sense, see, actually, as an industry-based chemist is concerned, there is 3 different aspects. I was when I was working with NIRI for 1 month, just I have worked in 1 month. That time I feel that if I get a chance in NIRI, I will be fortunate. Okay. But I was not fortunate, because I have not gotten job in NIRI. But I have switched over to the private plants, Lupin. That is a very good company everywhere. But my inclination towards Maharashtra is compel me to shift from Gujarat to Maharashtra. Okay, sir. But the thing is that my intention was to do research and work. In industry, we had several problems, and by solving the several problems, we can generate a paper. That I am fortunate, and I have done my PhD from Ramdev College of Engineering of Nagpur, and it was a ash part. That is a chemistry part is less, and other part is more, because it has a I think multidisciplinary subject. Ash is a multidisciplinary subject. It has a civil aspect. It has a chemical aspect. So I have to study some whatever required for me. So most treasure part, I think, when I am doing the research, that is my happiest moment, because I am thinking that I am doing something great, though not for the people but for me, because I am learning a new thing, and that instigate me to do more and more research in future. And now I am happy that I have got one field, and that is to a nano, and results are encouraging. And recently I have been included by Times of India, and that shows yes, I will do for this, for agriculture after retirement. If my that thermal, I have said that thermal power status is not bring, and if I can get this type of product, and if I can commercialize this type of product, that will be treasure of my life, because the water, I have worked for the water, and I will work for the water more. In future, I had a plan to work for water treatment companies, for agriculture-based companies, and that too in a very means for water conservation and water purification, and with a low-cost technology. That is my aim, to give way in a low cost, good technology, low cost, as Tata is doing. That type of thinking I have. Means agriculture, for low cost agriculture, low cost water treatment, that I can work if I can get an opportunity in future.
So can we say that you are someone who indulges himself in deep learning?
Pardon?
Can we say that you are someone who indulges himself in deep learning?
Indulges? Pardon, I am not hearing actually.
Okay, someone who indulges himself in deep learning.
Deep learning. See, learning can't stop. I think in 80 years also, I think I don't know the things of some basic I may left. So I am always learned, okay, what is the root cause of the problem? Problem is there everywhere there, but if we know the root cause, that happiness I get, that I always want. It may be a 2 paisa happiness. For somebody I said, "Arey kya kiya?" But For me, if I learn something, I am very happy. That is my aim in life, to learn and earn. That is the bottom line of my life.
We are very much glad to know about it, sir. What message would you like to give to our generation for safeguarding the environment?
The message is that go for latest technological development and least destruction. Least destruction means, see, the environment and industry cannot be, it should go by hand in hand. So first, when we do that environmental analysis, impact analysis, we write a lot of things, but we don't follow. That message is that if we are working with an environmental some company, not as an environmental engineer, but you should be responsible for environment. That is true by any industries, anything. It should not be an environmental engineer's job. It should be everybody's job. That message I can give. Whether you are living at in the city, if you are living, if you know the things. Suppose some example. Now in our plant in our Nagpur, cement road is constructed by any haphazard way, but all cement roads they are planning for the all cement roads. I think it is not good for the future. Though one cement road is made, but it will increase the heat of that, because cement always liberate heat. It is a greenhouse, means it is like it absorbs the heat, and in the night it will emit heat. So might be it increases the temperature by maybe some not 5 centigrade. So this our bitumen road. If you construct a bitumen road in a better quality bitumen road, yes, what that Dr. Chandrasekhar has done since 10 years before for the Nagpur, yes, that type of road is the requirement of that. But somebody says, okay, once for all we are putting cement roads. I think it is not good. So suppose I am making, if I am in position to control it, so control it that type. Suppose one day some people will do, will go for IS or civil service or something. If we are in a body, so this is not my job. This is somebody's expertise will do. No, think on that. Okay, from your brain, some expert will give you some guidance, but from your brain, whether it is going. Suppose the one plantation is going on. Suppose the cementation is going on, and for that you have to save the plant. So go around that. If you dig the plant around it, it will get a water, because the rainwater, it will seepage is important. So that type of thing you should do. That, because contractor will milting money. They are basically for milting money. But as an administrator, you should look for that, because it is a future plan, not as a simple plan. So before making any plan, should know what will be the future environmental impact rather than development. Development will be definitely required, but not at the cost of environment. Something we should do on environment. That is my opinion.
Sir, the topic of cement road is very important, because the road which we are building right now is cement road only. What would you like to suggest? We are building a cement road here at our university.
No, you are exactly you are saying, but if you are building cement road, what you are thinking? What you have said that cement road is in US and something?
Or no, sir. We here at Konkan, while reconstructing our university, we are building a cement road. So what would you like to say?
No, for a cement road at a small patch is very good. Okay. But if we do for the entire city, okay, why can't we build a super bitumen road, means of high quality, when we can build a national highway bitumen road? Okay. That type of quality, why can't we, which should sustain 7 years? In China, if suppose that life of the cement road is 7 years, suppose it breach, he has to penalize for the entire road, entire bridge he has to build. This type of restriction will restrict us to build up this type of road. So in my opinion, small patch of cement road is nothing that will do, because see, in your college or something where this one time thing is there, is a lot of vegetation, but one simple road is there. Yes. That is okay. But when the massive scale cement road, that I think is cost intensive one way, and we are not only made for roads, we have to improve the sanitation measure. Yes, so the most important thing for the Nagpur or other cities is the garbage management, yes, which we are neglecting, because we are in Nagpur 700 to 800 tons of garbage is generating per day, and we are not banning plastics and plastic products till date. So we have not made an alternative for the plastics. So that will also solid waste management part is a very tough subject, and we should concentrate on the technology on the solid waste management rather than cement roads. That is my opinion.
Technology should work for the betterment of humanity rather than humanity working for a better technology.
Exactly. Humanity for 20 years. We have to think on 20 years, 10 years back. Not, okay, cement road is for the 20 years, but this waste management part, we should think to beautify our city.
Sir.
Because now see the Mysore and all is a top one cities, they say. They have adopted many things which we are not. So, Nagpur can't be a number one if we not concentrate on the solid waste management. And Neeri is there.
Yes,
They are there to guide you. But still we are not a number one because of some problem. Because of, I think, garbage management is not there. Some other management is we are very poor, I think. In our corporation is very poor on some management that I can't discuss, but this is one of the garbage management we should do for the smart city also.
We understand it, sir. Stories are really relatable to people. And since I was young, stories are really relatable to people. And since I was young, I heard a pomegranate story. What exactly was that story? Would all like
Yes,
to hear?
it start with ash.
Okay.
Actually, one day one person came to me. That time I was in environment section of Koradi.
Yes, sir.
One day one person has come to me and he told me that sir, I want to do business with ash.
Okay.
I told him that yes, ash is very good. That just now I have told you that
Yes, sir.
for in the low it's a very good product, but if we in excess it is an hazardous. So I told him to, if you say this is ash, nobody will take. So if you can brand this ash as something as a silica supplement material for the plantation, they will sell it like just like a hot cakes. So he has done, he has marketed, he has branded it, and he sells as a silica supplement, and he named it as a Roshni ash because his company's name was Roshni Care.
Okay.
And he was that time he was in cycle. Now he is well off, and at least I can say the man who has come with the cycle, now he is a car owner and he has building money like anything, and that idea clicks him. And that was the first crop he had grown on ash with by using ash. That's why that is a pomegranate. He was engaged in contract farming. He gave me that gift as an sir, and it is already exported. That means though residues are there, and it was already that export variety of pomegranate they he brought for me, and that's why that I have given it that. See, the first what I have said, and he has done, and my dream came true. That's why that is the symbol of that. I have given you that pomegranate. That is a symbol for their success.
I still remember the good taste of those pomegranates.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for being with us on this project. We wish you luck on your future endeavor. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.